So I'm going to my cousin Charity's tonight. For supper, she's fixing a Stouffer's lasagna and salad and all the fixings. So I was like, let me fix up a little dessert real quick here on my lunch break. So I decided, well, I'd love to make a pound cake. Because, see, Mama always made a pound cake in the summertime or the springtime with strawberries and whipped cream on it. And it was so good. But, see, we don't need a whole pound cake. So I'm just going to make a half one, just a tiny little pound cake. For this recipe, you'll need 1 3/4 cup of all-purpose flour. You'll need 1/8 of a teaspoon of baking powder, and then 1/16 of a teaspoon of salt. Now, since Tupperware does not make a 1/16 of a teaspoon measuring spoon, that's just a pinch of salt. And then you'll also need 1/2 cup of milk, 1/2 cup of butter or margarine, 2 tablespoons of shortening or Crisco, 1 1/2 cups of sugar, 1 tablespoon of vanilla flavoring, and 2 1/2 eggs. Now, if you don't know how to half an egg, all you got to do is just crack it, scramble it, and measure out 2 tablespoons. That's half an egg. You'll also need a loaf pan, preferably a vintage Corningware loaf pan, and your Mama's vintage Sunbeam mixer. Now, you'll want to start by creaming together your butter and your Crisco and your sugar. So let's turn her on here. We're going to turn it all the way up to the cream setting. And you want to beat that until it is nice and creamy. Now that is creamy. Now reduce the speed of Mama's mixer, and you're going to add your eggs one at a time until they are thoroughly incorporated. Now you got your eggs in there, and I went ahead and put my vanilla flavoring in there. And what you're going to do is add your flour and your milk, alternating one at a time until it's all mixed together. You don't want to dump all of the flour in at one time, and it'll just poof and go everywhere, all over your kitchen and all over Mama's mixer. So we don't want to make sure your pan is greased really good. You got to have lots of lube for this, or else it just won't come out. So once your batter is all mixed up nice, you're going to take it and then pour it into your prepared pan. See, everybody's oven is different. Your oven might cook different than mine. The recipe says to bake this at 325 for an hour and a half, but I'm scared it'll burn, especially in my little Insta air fryer here oven. So I'm going to reduce the temperature down to 300 and bake it for 45 minutes and then see what it looks like. That's all there is to it. That's how I just whipped up a little pound cake right here on my lunch break in a matter of minutes. The only thing you have to do now is just wipe down Mama's mixer, get all the residual flour off of there, and we'll come back and check this cake here in just a few minutes.